shouted, "Believe it or not, Callisto, since you wanted Mutania so much, I was going to give it to you. But since you cracked my nose, I shall continue on with my original plan." A few days later, Newton and his crew began to grow bored by watching the stars go by on the viewing screen again. It was then that his bored crew decided to take up planetary living. Newton said, "Where would you like to open your honeymoons? Where would you like to spend your honeymoons?" His crew began to tell them. Newton then turned on the computer and started pressing buttons to the answers his crew gave him. Newton walked down to the transporter room and pressed a button, then turned the switch. His crew watched his every move. Newton then picked up the necessary materials they would need to live and thrive on those planets. "Is this it?" asked Obacoba. Newton said, "Tomorrow, Mutania takes a nosedive into a sun." Newton's crew looked down, feeling depressed, thinking Newton was out of his gourd. The next day, Newton announced to his crew, "My crew, I now shall show you my secret room." Newton walked out of the bridge and into the generator room with his crew following him. He walked over to one of the generators and pressed a secret button under one of the panels. When he did that, a big hole appeared on the bottom of the floor. His crew looked into the darkness of the hole. Suddenly, light went on, revealing another spaceship. Newton stepped down into it. They were shocked and couldn't believe that Newton kept it hidden from them all this time, for all these ages aboard Mutania. The spaceship was small, about the size of a two-bedroom house, and was circular, saucer-shaped to fit among Mutania's engines. The ship was so old that it was dusty. Newton smiled and said, "The robot Zintar built this small craft as a device to escape in case we managed to destroy all its destruct and killer devices. Apparently, it lied when it said that Bog was all that mattered. I just wonder where Zintar would try to fly off to if it failed in killing us." "Do you think it will work?" asked Callisto. "Oh yes. During my sleepless mutant life, I spent many hours studying the machinery of this craft. It has 0 weapons, 0 transporter, no life support, but it will get you to your destination, because it's designed to go back to the galaxy of Industrio." "Did you say 0 life support?" asked his crew with fear. "Well, it's designed for a robot, a machine. Zintar was a very self-centered robot. I doubt that he'd ever think we would be using it," laughed Newton. Newton's crew weren't about to even think about using the craft as an escape craft. They thought Newton was insane for destroying Mutania, and this idea seemed to prove it. Callisto then shocked the crew by telling them that it sounded like a good idea. "You must be crazy, Callisto," shouted Obacoba. "You must be crazy." Callisto walked up to Newton and said, "Newton, I realize you are bent on destroying Mutania, but could you at least give that craft to me and my new wife as a wedding gift when you are done using it?" Newton thought for a while. Callisto said, "It doesn't have weapons to threaten life on planets with." Newton thought further and said, "Okay, Callisto, as a wedding present, you may have that ship when I'm done taking the crew to their destinations." Newton then told his crew that they would all go to sleep, and when they would awake, Mutania would be a thing of their past. Before they did go to bed, Callisto said, "I think we should celebrate our final night aboard Mutania." And they did. As they celebrated, Callisto told his wife to strip and dance sexually about the bridge, get the others all hot and sweaty for their wives. She did what Callisto ordered, and after celebrating, everyone was having a good time with their wife. Newton wasn't married to Sheena, so he had a hard time controlling his body. He just had Sheena naked while he was in his clothes. As the hours went by, Newton became so hot and horny that he decided to pour cold water all over him. Newton walked out of his cell and heard muffled laughter. Callisto was doing something with the ship's computer. "What are you doing with the computer?" asked Newton. Callisto pressed a Callisto quickly pressed a button and said, "I want to beat this computer once and for all in a game of chess. I don't want to leave it by saying, 'What if?'" "Oh," said Newton. And he went back to his room wondering if Callisto was telling the truth. Callisto quickly pressed the button again and